If you are planning to study in Australia in 2026, this video can save you from visa refusal. I'm going to show you the student's visa subclass 500 directly on the official government website. What it requires, what documents to prepare, how the GS requirement works, and the biggest mistake people make. Stay to the end because I will show you the document checklist too and how to answer the GS requirement properly. If you follow this step by step, your visa application becomes clean and convincing. Let's start from the official Home Affairs page. This is the student's visa, subclass 500. Here, it tells you what the visa allows you to do. Study in an eligible course, travel in and out, and work up to 48 hours per fortnight while your course is in session. Now, eligibility is not just get admission. The basic harm, you apply online, you must be enrolled and have a confirmation of enrollment, COE. You meet health and character, and you meet visa requirement listed here. This is where many people fail. The GS requirement is what the case officer used to check if you are a genuine student. The online visa form has questions, and your answer must match your documents. Don't write generic stories. Your GS answer must be supported by evidence your course chose, your academic history, your finances, and your future plan. Here is the safest structure for GS answers. Number one, why this course? Why this school? Why Australia? Your financial plan, your future plan, and ties back to your home country. If you can't explain this clearly, your application looks risky. These tools is very important. Before you lodge, you can check what documents you need. And when you submit in email account, you also get a document list.
Here is the document checklist too. Here you can easily fill in your country, the education provider means the university you wish to study here. Maybe University of Adelaide, Canberra University, or those university. For instance, let's start. So from the drop-down menu, you can easily select your country. Maybe any country you are from. For instance, let's say you are from Nigeria. And education provider, that is the university you wish to study at. Maybe University of Adelaide. You can just put Adelaide here. Yeah, University of Adelaide. So it will bring the education provider number. So you are going to choose the category you belong to here. If you are a secondary school exchange student, you are going to click on it. If you are requesting for further visa for PhD thesis marking, you can do it here. But for here, you are going to choose all other students. Then you click on display this evidence. Once it is display evidence is available, you are going to see document evidence list. So number one thing you need is your identity. What do you need for your identity? Evidence of your identity. Attach a copy of your passport. Also include a certified copy of your birth certificate. National. See, that is the number one. The number two things you need is evidence of extended study. You are going to read everything here. Everything they provided here is what you will need. It is very, very mandatory for you to get all these things, like certificate of enrollment for all intended courses when you apply. It is very mandatory. this one is not really that important. It is important if you are under 18 years old student. So you need to click on this and see the details. Even parental consent too. For that one. Another important part that you need is health insurance. You need to read OSHC. Read it very well, everything you need to know. Then another very important aspect is genuine student requirement. This is very, very important. Student application long from 2024, they have started requesting for new genuine student requirement. So please make sure you read the requirements, everything you need, number of wordings and the number of wordings and everything that you need. So make sure you read it. If you want to go with your spouse or anything, click on this, the smaller employment history and all those things. So this is the tools that is very, very important for you. It's called document checklist tool. I will include the link in the bio.
In a minute, I'll show you the biggest document mistakes that cause delays or reviews. Now, let's confirm work right from the government side. Most students can work up to 48 hours a fortnight during study periods. If you break conditions, your visa can be cancelled. So always comply.
Here is the link and the page to check the work condition under subclass 500 under student visa. So when you get to this page, you are going to click on this, select a visa. You can easily type 500 here, student visa, subclass 500. Click on it. You are going to click on section 8105. Expand it. You are going to read the condition. These are all the conditions you need to meet. How many hours per week you can work. Like I mentioned earlier, you can only work over 48 hours a fortnight if you hold a student visa granted in relation to, just read all those things that you need to know. It is very, very mandatory, important to always read the rules given by the authority. It will save you from any issue.
And here are the quick reviews slash delay mistake that I often see. Number one, weak GS answer that don't match documents. Financial proof that is unclear or inconsistent. Missing OSHC coverage details. Wrong cross progression. Your course doesn't match your background. Uploading unclear scan or incomplete pages. If you want my full checklist of COE, GS structure, financial proof list, OSHC, reminder, and upload order, I'll share it on my blog. Link in the description below. And before you go, comment Australia and tell me your course level, either diploma, bachelor, master's, or PhD. I will reply with the exact checklist you should focus on. In my next video, I'll show you a real example of a strong GS statement and how to avoid red flags. Subscribe so you don't miss it, and share this with someone planning Australia.